Right, in this video I'm going to do the last year exam paper, no calculated paper, 2023, 19th of May. So let's start. By the way, first question from 1 to 14, which is good for GCSE Higher and GCSE Foundation. So this is part 1. And part 2, it will be from question 15, and it will be only for GCSE Higher. I will do it in a separate video. So let's start. Question 1. 8.46 divided by 0.15. 3 marks question, decimal numbers. It's very easy to do. Just you have to convert the divisor into whole number. So to convert 0.15 to 15, you need to multiply by 100, and you must do the same for the other number. So you don't have to change your answer, final answer. Whatever you get at the end it will be your final answer, because you are going to change both numbers, both multiply by 100. So the first number will be 846, and then divide by 15. You just divide as normal. 846 divided by 15. So you have to start by trial and error, and to see how many 15 goes in 84. So 15 times 4 is 60, so it's not enough. Then you do 15 times 5, which is 75. That's the closest to 84. And 15 times 6 is 90, so it's too much. So let's choose 5. So we said 5 times 15 is 75. 75, to take it away from 84 is 9 left. Then now we're going to divide 96 divided by 15, which is 6, because 6 times 15 is 90. That's the closest below 90. 6 times 15 is 90. The remainder will be 6. So you have to carry on. So you have to borrow 0 and put decimal point. And then divide. 60 divided by 15 is 4. Okay, that's done. The answer for this question is 56.4. Right, move on to the next question. It's subtracting mixed numbers. So you have to give your answer as a mixed number at the end. All right, first let's convert the mixed numbers into improper fractions. So we start by 7 and 3 8. So to convert it, you have to do 7 times 8 is 56. Then 56 plus 3 is 59. So the mixed number will be converted into improper fraction, which will be now 59 divided by 8. Right, the next number, 2.5. So you do 2 times 2 is 4. And then 4 add 1 is 5. And then this will be now 5 over 2. All right, so let's subtract them now. So I have to do 59 divided by 8 minus 5 over 2. To subtract fractions, you need to put them over the same denominator. So the easy way to do it is just multiply the second denominator by 4, and then you get 8, and that will be our same denominator. 59 over 8 minus 20 over 8, which is equal to 9 and 3, 39 over 8. So don't forget, you have to give your answer as a mixed number. So you have to divide 39 by 8. How many 8 goes into 9? So is a 4, because 4 times 8 is 32, and then 7 left. 39 take away 32 is 7 over 8. All right, so this is the answer for the second question, 4 and 7/8. Okay, right, move on to question number 3. It's a very common question in the exams. So they give you the total surface area of a cube. So let's draw a cube. Right, so the total surface area is 150 centimeter square. And then from there, they want you to work out the volume of the cube. So what you need to know and what you need to find is the area of one face, like this. And because it's a cube, then all the faces are equal, and we have 6 faces. So the area of one face, it will be just 150 divided by 6, because they are all equal and we have 6 faces. And 150 divided by 6 equal 25 centimeters square. Okay, so one face has an area of 25 centimeters square. And if you want to find the volume, you need to know the side of the cube, which is x, and x, and x. All the sides are equal because it's a cube, yeah? And also, the face is a square. The area is 25 centimeters square. And if you want to find the length of one side, you just have to find a number that multiplied by itself give you 25. So 5 multiplied by 5 equal 25. So x is equal to 5 centimeter. Or, if you like, you can do x times x equal 25, x squared equal 25, x equals square root of 25, no plus and minus because it's the length, so x equals 5 centimeter. So you don't have to do all this, just do which number multiplied by itself give you 25. So the volume now, the volume of the cube is length times width times height. Because the length and the width and the height are all equal, just do 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125 centimeter cubed. So the volume of this cube is 125 centimeters cubed. Okay then, so now let's move on to question 4. Alright, question 4 is about polygons, frequency polygons. It's 2 marks question. It's very common in GCSE exam questions, mainly at Excel. So to plot the frequency polygons, you need to plot midpoint. Remember this, midpoint with frequencies. Right. So the midpoint of the group 0 to 5 is 2.5. And you can just find it easily here. So start from 0 to 5, that's your first group, class interval. Midpoint is here, and then plotted with the frequency 8, which should be here, and etc. So the second group is 5 to 10, midpoint is here, and plotted with 24, frequency 24. Then 13, then between midpoint of 15 to 20 is 17.5, but you don't have to find it, just plot it with 11. And the last one is 20 to 25, the midpoint, plot it with 4. Okay, and what next? Next is you have to join the points using a ruler. So I will show you an example how to do it using a ruler. It's not very easy, but I will try. So you do this, then yeah. So what I will do, I just do it, finish it by hand. Yeah, it's quicker. Alright. So then use the ruler again to join the second point. And that's it. So do not join the first point and the last point, and also do not start from the origin. So this is your final answer. Okay, then let's move on to question 5. It's about Venn diagrams. Okay, so let's read the question. So the universal group is from 1 to 10. Group A is odd numbers. Group B is square numbers. In my opinion, it's always worth it and it's very good to work out and find the numbers on each group before you start answering the question. Group 1 is odd numbers. The odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Group B is the square numbers. Square numbers are, again, 1 and 4 and 9. Then find any common numbers, put them in the overlap or between A and B. So we have N1 is a square number and odd number. We also have 9. So they are both in both groups. Yeah. All right. So 1 and 9, they are common numbers. We put them in the middle. Then group A, we have 3, 5, 7. Group B, you put 4 here. And don't forget, actually, to not lose your any mark from the 3 marks. It's a lot of marks, this topic. It's always like 5 marks, 6 marks, 4 marks minimum, or minimum 3 marks. Yeah, don't forget to put the numbers that are left outside the 2 circles. So the number 2, we have to put it here because it doesn't go in none of them. 3 is there, 4 is there, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so now let's answer the question. That's already 3 marks. A number is chosen at random from the universal group. So this is always will give you your denominator. Here is your denominator. Right, so your denominator is all the numbers. A number is chosen at random from the universal group. So that's how many numbers is 10, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 10 numbers. So that's your denominator. The second line is your numerator. Find the probability that this number is in group not B. So this is not B, anything but not B. So the numbers that are in group not B are 3, 5, 7, 2, 6, 8, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 numbers. So the answer is 7 out of 10. And that's the probability that the number is in group not B. Remember, probability is always easy to find if you think about is a fraction. So anytime you see a probability, think about fraction, and because it will be easy to find, a fraction is how many of what you're looking for out of the total. Okay, I think it's all done here. We move on to question 6. Okay, so another statistical graph is about scatter graph, and then it's also very common in GCSEs, Excel and AQA. First question. Describe the relationship between the age and the weight of the babies. So as you can see, it's a positive correlation. So the higher the age, the higher the weight. And yeah, so description, you must not just say positive correlation. You have to describe what do you see. So I see here that as age increases, weight also increases. And if you want to add between brackets positive correlation, that's now is good. Positive correlation. But you have correlation, you have to explain or describe the relationship between the age and the weight. Okay, so the first question is done. And then next question, another baby has a weight of 5.8 kilograms. Using the scatter graph, find an estimate for the age of this baby. So the question is very tricky here. It doesn't ask you to draw the line of best fit. And then they do it all the time like this. So apart from AQA, they do said plot the line of best fit. At Excel, no. So you have to not just go to the weight 5.8, which is somewhere here. Not here, so that's 5 here. And 5.8 is here, yeah? Because every small square is 2. So this is 1, 2, 3, 5. So this 5.8 is here. So you need to be able to estimate, you have to do the line of best fit. And what is the line of best fit? Is the line that passes through the middle of all these points. So it's not necessarily the line that passes by all the points, not the line that starts from the origin. You must not hit or cross any axis. Just start from where the point starts and finish when the point finish. You must not do the line outside the data. As long as you are drawing your line or more or less in the middle of all these points, so that should be good. So this is your line of best fit. I just wrote by hand. You must use a ruler. Use ruler and pencil. And then you can estimate now. So you go to a weight of baby is 5.8 kilogram. You go to 5.8 kilogram. Always use a ruler. And then go down. And I got a nice number, which means my line of best fit maybe is good. So the weight is the answer is 4 months. You may be asking a question does the answer must be 4 only? No. So the example, they have a range of correct answers. So it depends of your line of best fit. But if you got like between 3.8 and 4.4, I think your answer should be correct. Yeah, accepted. Right, move on to question 7. This is about reverse percentage. And how do you know it's reverse percentage? If the question asks you about find the original price or the normal price, when the question talked about original price, find original price, find normal price, find the price before, the increase, etc. Then it's reverse percentage. Reverse percentage, you must find the multiplier. There are so many ways how to do it. So here it's very simple. They give you good, easy percentages. So you can just say the price of a holiday increases by 20%. This 20% increase add 240 to the price of the holiday. So here actually the 20% increase is equivalent to the £240. So you just have to do 20% is £240. Alright, so that's very common question in Edexcel. And then if you want to find the original price, is actually original price is 100%. So 100% is your original price. So just do 100, how much is it? Equal to, use ratio, multiply both sides by 5. And then if you multiply 240 by 5, the answer is 1,200. You can also find the original price using this formula. This is my formula. Original price equal to new price divided by multiplier. But here, the multiplier, we don't know how much the amount that corresponds to 1.220%. So the best is to use just a ratio in this question, yeah. But if you have an example, let's say a TV price has increased by 20%, and now it costs like £1,400. Find the normal price, like the original price. Alright. Yeah, we can just use the formula. Normal price is the new price, which is £1,400, divided by the multiplier. Because it's an increase, so you have to do, to find the multiplier, you have to do 100% plus 20%, that is 120%, and divide by 100 to change it into decimal number, and that is your multiplier. The multiplier is a decimal number actually. And if you divide by 1.20, you will find your original price. So this formula, you only use it if you know the final price, and the multiplier is not a problem, but you need the final price to find the original price if you want to use the formula. Otherwise, if you don't have the final price, you only have the equivalent of the increase, use a ratio. So 1,400 divided by 1.20 equal to 1,166.66 recurring. And because it's money, you may lose a mark if you don't round correctly your final answer. So the final answer should be now 1166.67. You can only keep 2 digits after the decimal point because it's money. Otherwise, you will lose the mark of the accuracy, which is 1 mark. Okay, everyone, so we move on to question 7. I think we gave reverse percentage enough time, and now we move on to question 8, which is about pressure. So the diagram shows a solid cylinder on a horizontal floor and we need to know this area. So the area that the question is talking about is this one. Do not think about the whole shape area, just the area that is in contact between the cylinder and the floor. The question is, work out the pressure on the floor due to the cylinder. So the pressure is force divided by area. I think we have the force, that's fine. We just need area. To work out the area, so we know that the volume is area cross section times length. This is volume of prism, yeah? And it will be given in the exam, in the data sheet, formula sheet. The volume is given is 1200. The area of the cross section is the one we're looking for, and the height is the length is 40. So if I want to find area of the base, yeah, or cross section, just do 1200 divided by 40, and that is 30 centimeter. So the pressure now is the force, which is 90 Newton, divided by area, which is 30 centimeters square. So the pressure is equal to 3. Alright, so just put the answer 3 here in the answer box. What is it? Here, 3 Newton per centimeter square. Okay then, so remember the area is only the one that's in contact between the floor and the cylinder. Right, question number 9. Use this graph to solve the simultaneous equations. So to solve this simultaneous equation, you just have to find the point where the two lines meet. It's very simple. Sometimes it's 1 mark, sometimes it's 2 marks. And because it's very easy, you just have to find the coordinate of the point where the two lines meet. So this is 6 and this is minus 2. So 6x equals 6y equal minus 2. Alright, so we move on to question number 10. Alright. Here is a pentagon, so the total of the angles inside the polygon or interior angles is 540 degrees. To find it, you have to do the formula 180 multiplied by n minus 2, n equal to 5 because it's a pentagon. So just do 180 multiplied by 5 minus 2 is 180 multiplied by 3, and that is 540 degrees. This is, you only do this if you don't remember what is the total of the interior angles inside the pentagon. If we know it, just write it 540. And if you want to find, the question says find the size of the angle AED. So where is AED? AED is this one. But also the question is telling us that the angle AED is 4 times the angle ABC, this one. So 4 times, if you call this one x, call always the small one x, so the other one is 4x. You always make it easy. If you have question like this, you call n or x the smallest number. So to find the x, it's here. The easy way, just add all the angles, take them away from 540, and then divide the answer by 5 because you have 5x. or add everything equal to 540. So we can just use some algebra and then just say 5x plus 120, or plus 110, and plus 135 plus 120 equal 540. So I repeat, you can also just do 120 plus 135 plus 110, and let's see how much is this. 120, so that is 5 here, yeah? So this is 6, and then this is 365, and then do 540, take away 365. The answer is 175, and then you divide it by 5. Okay, so that's here without using any algebra, yeah? So 175 divided by 5 equal to 35. And the angle at E is 4x, so this is x. So the angle AED is 4 times 35, which is 140 degrees. So this is one way how to do it. The other way is make your own equation. This is very important to do this because you may have a question that says form your equation and solve it. So here you have to do 5x plus the 365 equal 540. 5x equal 540, take away 365. 5x equal 175. So x equal to 35 degrees. And the angle AED is 4 times 35 equal 140 degrees. Okay, problem solved, yeah? Okay, so I think now we move on to question 11, which is about indices. And the best way to do it is work out the numerator first. So it will be 6 squared. So everything have to be squared, yeah? So 6 squared is 36. And then you know that x to the power 5 bracket 2 is x to the power of 10. Because you have to multiply. You have to do 5 times 2 equal to x to the power of 10. And the same, y to the power of 3, and then power 2 is y to the power of 3 times 2. This is the rule, yeah? Is y to the power of 6. The denominator now is you have to multiply the number by the number. So 3 times 4 is 12, and then x2 times x is x2 times x1 is x3. You add the powers. And then y to the power of 7 multiplied by y to the power of minus 3 is y to the power of 7 plus minus 3 is just y to the power of 7 take away 3 is 4. Alright, so let's simplify now. 36 divided by 12 is 3. And x to the power of 10 over x to the power of 3 is actually the same as divide. So x to the power of 10 divided by x to the power of 3 is nothing else than division. So we have to subtract the first power minus the second power. That's x to the power of 7. And then you do the same. Y 6 divided by y4 is y to the power of 6 take away 4 is 2. This is your final answer. So it's 3x to the power of 7 and multiply by y power 2. Right, question 12. now, which is about tree diagram. So Marta plays a game twice. The probability tree diagram shows the probabilities that Marta will win or lose each game. As you can see, the probability that she will win is 5/8, and the probability that she will lose the game is 3/8. But the second game also got different probabilities. But look at the question. Find the probability that Marta will lose at least one game. Lose at least one game, which means she can lose both games. Lose and lose, yeah? Or lose a game, but always have to lose, yeah? At least one game. So lose and then win. Or win a game and then lose a game. So all these options. Alright, so we have to multiply all the probabilities, yeah? So you have to multiply all the probabilities. That will be 5/8 multiplied by 7/9, which is 35/72. Lose and win, it's 3/8 multiplied by 2/9, which is 6/72. Lose and lose is 3/8 multiplied by 7/9, and that is 21/72. And you have to add all these probabilities because or means plus. You have to add all the probabilities. So it will be 35/72 or plus 6/72 plus 21/72. So this is 35 plus 21 plus 6 is 27, and this is 12, you carry 1, so that is 62/72. You do not have to simplify because in probability questions, most of the time they don't ask you to simplify. You will not get any extra mark if you simplify. But the risk is if you simplify it wrongly, you will lose all your marks. So don't take the risk for no reason. Right, so you can also do the question in a different way. You can also just work out the probability of win and then subtract it from 1. So let's do it in blue here. So probability of win and win means times, so 5/8 times 2/9, that is 10/72. And then all the probabilities add up to 1. So you just have to do 1 minus 10/72 to get the probability of losing at least one game. So look, we got the same answer. Alright, so no time to waste. Let's move on to question 13. So this is also good for higher and foundation. It's still good for foundation because it's direct and inverse proportion, and the power is just 1, so it's really still useful for foundation. So y is directly proportional to x. We write it like this. They always give you two numbers to find the value of k. So they give you 24 here and x 1.5 to use once, and you don't use them again. They are just used once to find k, and then don't use them again. So 24 divided by 1.5, which is 16. So, and then once you find k, you have to go back to your original equation and substitute k by its value. So y equals 16 multiplied by x. That is the equation connecting or between y and x. Once you have the equation, then you can answer any questions. The question here says, work out the value of y when x equal to 5. So y equals 16 multiplied by 5, and 16 times 5 is 80. Right. So the last question that I think that's the border between higher and foundation, and this is maybe just for higher, but in foundation GCSE they also do basic indices, so I think I will stop at this question. So 1 over 16, write it in the form 4 to the power of n. So I need to change 16 into 4 to the power something. Yeah, so that is this. And then if you want to write it as 4, you have to change the positive power into negative power. Work out the value of 8 to the power 5 over 3. So you need to do the cube root first, because divided by 3, so this is the cube root, and this is the power. The top number is the power, the denominator is the root. Cube root first. Never do the power first. Otherwise your number will become a giant and it will be out of control. So do the cube root first of 8, and then apply the power later. So the cube root of 8 is 2. 2 to the power 5 equal to 32. Then we move on to 9, the square root. That's the root as well, but it's a square root. Of 9. After finding the square root, then you do the cube. And that is 3 to the power 3, which is 27. And 32 take away 27 is 5. So we are going to stop here, and then I will carry on part 2 from question 15, and this part 2 will be only for higher GCSE.